I read and I thought was really interesting, and I wonder if you have any insight into it, was that when he was a young art student, he was part of like disrupting the museum culture. Kind of this idea that, he was an art for art's sake and art's for the people, and it's not about a commodity and
it shouldn't be determined by some board of directors who decides who are the important or, voices to be heard. Absolutely. And he had worked, just backing up, he graduated from Brooklyn College in 1960. His first wife, who he met in college, was a Holocaust survivor, Mariette Bermowitz. And she actually wrote a book, Mendeley's Journey, about her experiences. But they were married from 1960 to 1970. And he was just coming out of Brooklyn College. He got a job as a caseworker for the welfare department. So through that experience, which he found very disheartening in many respects, and learned a bit about how the government, funding works and that sort of thing. And also just the disparity. He's always been someone who really deeply felt that disparity between the haves and the have-nots and the disempowered, and a champion of the underdog, which is why I think he kind of embraced the idea of, the French used to laugh, oh, you beautiful loser, or, and he loved that because it freed him. He was free. And his relationship with Rick Ocasek was really interesting because Rick wanted to be Alan, and Alan wanted to be Rick only it'd be great to have the funds so that you could do more. And I think so he got the funding for Project of Living Artists, and they were able to secure a space in Soho. That was back when it was like mostly factories. And there he was able to, people were just able to drop in and do visual art, music. It was there that he was pulling in lights and wires and things that people had thrown out in the garbage and putting them in his piles of lights and old electronic machines that people had thrown away, old TVs, radios, whatever it was that people had discarded, and piling them on the floor and creating sculptures. And Ivan Karp from OK Harris walked into Project Living Artists one day, saw what Alan was doing, said, "Can you have a show ready in 3 weeks?" And Alan, he wasn't doing it to have a show. He was there. And, he was the janitor, but he was living there. Don't tell anyone, he wasn't supposed to be. And he and Marty would eat day-old bread, from the bakery to survive. But yeah, that's where he also met Marty Rev came in, and there were musicians. It was just a kind of like Andy Warhol's factory, but without the conscious intention to create something commercial.
Right.
I think that was a big difference.
Is that piece behind you? What is
That's
that?
one of the oldest pieces. Yeah, that's from 1983. This is an interesting period of time because with Ivan at OK Harris, Alan would just dump lights, and there's a lot of, you can find photos of these vintage floor pieces. And then after the show, he'd pull them out into the garbage after the first show. And Ivan discovered this and holy shit, no, because he would cannibalize his own materials for the next one. He wasn't precious about his art. Once it was done, there's the experience. We've had that experience, and now we repurpose it. So Ivan would put all of his stuff down in the basement, and then he'd pull it back out and rejig it. So in 1983, now he had a hit with Jukebox Baby in the early 80s in France. So Barbara Gladstone, who was a gallerist in Soho in the early 80s and had a very, very established, had a very established career, had him do a show. And she said to Alan, if you take them off the floor and put them on the wall, I might be able to sell something. So he started doing crosses. And for him, the cross was very meaningful because it's that idea of infinity, where at some point in infinity, the lines will meet. And it also, for religious symbolism, he wasn't into any particular structured religion, but the concepts and the spirituality was very important to him. And so the cross was very meaningful to him personally as well. But anyway, so this is one of the earlier pieces. They had a big opening in 83. He was just coming off. Rick Ocasek had just done Saturn Strip on Elektra. Julian Schnabel bought a big piece. Rick bought a piece. So he had a little bit of success there. So that then helped fund this idea of, I can keep creating my work and not worry so much about plugging into a bigger commercial machine.
Yeah, God, what a true artist. So refreshing and lovely to hear those stories. Hey, if you like that video, you can see the whole thing at our Patreon page. That's right, just hit the link that you're seeing on the screen right now, and it'll will take you there, and you can become a patron today and help us keep launching new artists and bringing left of center art and activism to a wider audience, and can't wait to see you soon.